or I snore at the end of the day, because when shit gets bad, I know that that's where you're going to be.
Fucking cheers, babe.
So Dana tells Richard that tomorrow Raw's going to see him, and Richard is going to answer his fucking questions. Dana lays down, shaking, and she doesn't understand why she's so, like, shaken up by all of this. But Richard's like, you're in fucking pain. Let me help you. He starts to remember some of the stuff he used to do back in the day with his, like, herbs and spices and shit. He gets his backpack. He starts assembling, like, an plant. When he's finished rubbing this all over her, her pain is completely gone, and she's astonished. And he tells her, yeah, an old friend taught me. And he's totally using magic. It's not just the plant.
I feel like there's two ways you could look at this, because I agree. It did kind of seem like magic, the way that it just disappeared. The other option, though, and it's funny if you ask me, what kind of plant do you know that people can make into an ointment that makes pain magically disappear?
Are you saying that plant is like weed?
It could be. I don't know herbology or anything like that, but I mean, Richard's bound to have something good.
It's a little cannabis up
All
there.
plant is code, Jade. It's code.
Okay.
Nowadays, it would just be gummy bears. And he's like, yeah, my old friend taught me. Well, who do you think that is? It's the hippie dealer.
The hippie dealer down the street. So Dana just looks at him and tells him that he's a rare person, Richard Cypher, and that she killed the person who treated her the way that she treats him. And he fucking heals her wounds. To which Richard tells her, we can all be only what we are, no more or less. And for somebody whose memory has kind of been not so great, it's pretty good quote recitation.
Didn't expect that from you. Yeah, no, it is. His brain is all... But again, I don't think that's memorization. I think that's just Richard. And that's what shines through in this chapter. A few times, it's like he just is who he is. He's not trying to be tricky here. He is literally just doing what Dana wants, because otherwise she hurts him.
At this point, Dana tells him that Mord Sith are chosen from the most compassionate girls in the land. They only choose about 6 a year, and they're broken 3 times. The first is like Richard. It breaks the spirit. The second is to break their empathy when they watch their mothers get tortured. And the third is to break them of their fear of hurting another. They have to break their dads, then kill them. So they make them orphans, on top of making them watch themselves become orphans.
They make them make themselves orphans.
Yeah. Yeah. Super great.
Yeah. Think about that for 10 whole seconds. And if you don't just feel awful, then you're not human.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard to read.
Yeah, and the better the girl is, like the more kind and compassionate, the bigger her heart is, the harder she is to break. But they end up making the best Mord Sith, because once you break them, then, like, they don't care about anything but hurting other people.
Yeah, there's no going back for them.
Dana's second breaking was hard, because her mom just would not die.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but it's just like Austin Powers when him and that guy crashed through the window and landed on the street. He's just like, why won't you die? Oh, God.
That's okay.
I need a beer after that.
I think I needed that. This is a little bit dark.
Little mood lifter.
Yeah. Darken is the one that ended up having to break her the third time, because they failed and they were going to give up on her. And then Darken was like, let me get a try. And then as a reward, once he was able to break her, he took her to his bed and then left her barren.
So you can only imagine what might have gone on. I'd prefer not to.
Yeah.
But it's horrible. And obviously Richard feels terrible for her.
Right. And Dana, in her twisted mind, is like, it's an honor that Darken chose to punish me with my own ordeal.
Yeah, newsflash, that's not a super fucking great thing, Denna.
Yeah. You maybe need some psychology.
He's a bad person.
Some psychiatry. All the trees.
All the drugs. Whole lot of beer.
Yeah, and at this point, Denna sees that there's a little bit of ointment left, and she puts some on Richard's wounds, and then she looks at him, and then she kisses him, and she's like, you know what? Despite whatever the fuck Dark and Rawl just did to me, and the fact that I don't really want to sit down, I want to have sex with you now. In a nice way.
Yeah, no deal.
So.
We're just gonna, just be people.
Yeah.
Who have found one thing good in a whole shit storm of pain and bad.
Yeah. Teach me what it's like without the pain. Which I don't feel like would be possible at this point if she was that badly beaten up.
Yeah, you did bring that up earlier. She just got finished with Dark and Rawl. I mean, save for maybe the amount of time that it took to give her a bath. But she probably can't feel great.
No. Unless whatever Richard did literally healed her. Literally made it to where it didn't happen.
And that would point to, again, some sort of magical plant.
Or magic.
Or magic.
Yeah. But that's where we end the chapter. So it's super dark and then a little bit of light at the end. The person who's been raping him decides not to rape him tonight.
God.
She does it in a nice way.
Yeah. Yeah.
His abuser got abused and now wants to make love. Yay.
I was going to try and find a moral in all this, and I don't know.
I found it for you. It's not a good one. But I am excited because what this means is that we are well on our way to jogging towards the finish line. I'm not going to lie. I have accidentally continued to read.
Oh,
the last 3 times I've been taking notes. So
can't leave me behind. We got to read this together.
I'm trying, but it's super interesting. So when Sam Chuchevich is chapter 43, I conveniently forget to hear that.
And then I'm just stop. Yeah.
Oh, hey, look what's happening now.
No, I did it too. I'm a couple chapters up.
We get to meet Dark and Rawl tomorrow. So
super.
It's going to be great. Actually, I do want to say thank you so much for listening, especially right now. I know that when you guys are at home, sometimes it's harder to listen. A lot of people listen on their ways to work or they listen during work. And if you're stuck at home right now and you're still listening to us, fucking thank you. Because we know that you're spending time out of your day that you could be spending doing anything listening to us. And I mean, that's true normally, but sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not. And I know right now it's not always easy to be listening to podcasts. So if you're spending your time with us, we really appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Man, I feel like a dick giving all of our info out now. Oh, shit.
Well,
probably just go out on that.
If you want to get a hold of us, you can find us on all of our socials. I'm sure you can find them. If you want to email us, it's podcastatt@gmail.com. And if you want to find the Patreon that we've plugged a couple times in this episode, it's patreon.com/podcastatt. I had a great time tonight. Hope you did too.
Yeah, me too.
We'll catch you in a couple days.
Yep, we'll see you real soon.
Bye.